Hey guys, Joe here from Joe's Gym. This section I really want to cover goals. This is so important to any result that you get. Now again, most of these are going to be gym setting, things like that. This also, I could be doing this, I probably should be doing this in the kitchen. But I got kids and they're crazy, so this is somewhat quiet here in my gym finally, right? So, but goals. One thing I see people coming in all the time, coming to the gym, they reach out to me all the time, hey, I don't know what to eat, I want to lose some weight, I want to get fit, I want to gain weight, all these different things. There is no one size fits all, but if we don't know where we're going, we are going to fail miserably. It's kind of like this. Growing up, if my parents came to me and my brother and my sister and said, hey kids, we're going on vacation, we'd be, yay, I'm excited. And then, my brother or me, probably me because I'm always curious, my brother probably wouldn't have cared, but I just said, where are we going? And if my parents said, we don't know yet, just get in the car, let's go. I don't know if your family's like mine at all, but that would have been a disaster of a vacation. If you do not know where you're going, my dad would have wanted to go here, which we almost kind of had one of these vacations once, My brother and I wanted to go to the beach. My dad wanted to go see the redwood trees. My mom wanted to go do this. My sister kind of wanted to go do this. And it was just like, my dad said, we got 2 weeks, here we go. And, we headed out west, and I think my dad just threw in the towel and said, we're going home. Next thing you know, one day I fell asleep in our little conversion van, and next thing you know, I wake up in our driveway, right? But it's like it's like if we don't know exactly where we're going, we're never going to get there, right? Again, where am I going? I don't know, but guess what? You wake up and there you are, which is exactly where we are in life. Wherever we are in life right now is basically a culmination of all the decisions we've made in however many years that we've been on this planet. So, GPS. If I tell GPS, take me to my friend's house, GPS cannot work accurately, and somebody would come to the conclusion that GPS doesn't work because GPS cannot take me to my friend's house. It's not that GPS doesn't work, it's we didn't give it a specific command. We have to say take it to 903 West whatever, right? We have to give it a specific address so then it can chart the course to show us exactly how to get there. But you have to start with exactly what you want. This might be a little bit of a long session, but the thing is, we have to know exactly what we want. We have to know this. If we don't, we will go nowhere, if not backwards. And that's the worst thing we can do is go backwards. We always want progress. And what I mean by we have to know what we want is this. I'm going to talk more about the physical aspect of what a gym and diet can do to somebody. Because ultimately, I posed this question. I'm going to address this up front. I posed this question once on Facebook on a survey. And again, everybody can answer this. Again, this is not correct. This isn't a fact. This is just my opinion. But I put a survey out on Facebook once. I said, what's your main motivation for eating healthy and getting up and going to the gym? Your main motivation. And I mean motivation versus your main reason. Motivation means when it gets hard, when it seems tedious, when I'm tired, whatever, what's going to be the main reason that I'm going to get up and get going? And basically what that is a lot of people aren't honest with themselves on why they do it. So I put this question, I said, what's the main motivation? And I said, is it option 1, to perform better at something? Is it option 2, meaning like, is it to perform better, like an event? I'm a CrossFit athlete, I'm a basketball player, I'm a football player. I'm going to motivate myself to work out so I can perform better, jump higher, run faster, that type of stuff. Option 2 was to improve my health. Option 3 was to look better in a swimsuit. Option 4 was a doctor recommended it. Option 5 was other. So I wanted to say, okay, maybe those weren't the options. Other could be whatever anybody put. And the overwhelming majority said option 2, meaning they wanted to be healthier. And I think that should be the ultimate reason. At the end of the day, I think we should do this stuff so that we are in a healthier state. We can, live longer, enjoy life, have a quality of life in terms of, we can walk, we're not, burdened with hospital bills and all the stuff that goes along with poor health. I think that really should be a main reason. But the problem is, I don't think that's one of the biggest motivators. I think the biggest motivators are 1 and 3. To perform better at something else, some kind of event, maybe I'm an athlete, whatever, I want to perform better, which was my motivation when I was younger. I wanted to perform better on a Friday night, basketball, football, track, whatever it was going to be. I wanted to perform better, so I really, really punished myself in and out of the gym so that I could, again, perform better. But I think if people really got honest with themselves, I think number 3 of, look better in a swimsuit, feel more confident with your shirt off at the pool, on the beach, boating season, whatever. I think the main I think the main motivation for getting into the gym, pushing through when it hurts, is really the cosmetic side of things. And if we can just be honest, and most, because most people, we shouldn't care what people think, and we should be happy in our own skin, and we should. But at the same time, most of the things that we do in life are for what it's going to make us look like. Why did we buy that truck? Why did we buy that purse, that jacket, those shoes? Why did we get our hair done a certain way? It's usually because somebody's going to see me, and I want them, I feel more confident. It's like the better you look, the better you feel, the more confident you have, things like that. So those are some mega motivations, meaning this. I'm not, when things are hurting and I'm, maybe I'm pushing through these last reps and that muscle's just on fire and it's burning and it's hurting and it's early in the morning, it's late at night, I don't want to do the cardio, I don't want to do whatever. I'm not going to press through those extra reps when it's burning just because of what my blood panel results are going to look like during my next physical. Meaning that's not going to be in my mind when I'm pushing through and past failure, when it's hurting and that type of stuff. It's going to be, man, imagine what I'm going to look like on stage. Imagine what, boating season, when I'm on vacation, posting some Facebook pictures and getting compliments on how I look and that type of stuff, I think that's usually the main motivator for people. So, that being said, with that motivation, will your health potentially become a lot better? Absolutely. Because now when I'm presented with that donut, I'm going to be thinking, I want to look good on my Facebook picture when I'm on vacation. Well, again, that choice is going to make our health better at our next blood, our next blood draw, our A1C levels and our hemoglobin and, where's our HDL and our LDL and where's our testosterone levels, our cortisol levels, and all these type of things that we go into. If we can say no to certain foods because we want to look a little bit, again, I typically think the outside comes first and then that will benefit the inside. Now, that is backwards thinking. It really truly is. I will admit that to anybody, but the most messed up thing on this planet is the human mind. We do things we know we shouldn't do. We don't do things we know we should do. So again, we have to find our motivators. We have to find our goals. So for me, I'm just saying for me personally, it was I wanted to look better on stage. So what that did for me was when I was younger, I did go get the inexpensive chicken that was probably full of whatever growth hormone, all this different crap, stuff like that, because I wanted protein, all that type of stuff. Well, as time went on, I did get a little bit more conscious on, what eggs I bought, the beef I got, the eggs I got. Do I buy grass-fed or, corn-fed and all this type of stuff. Pretty much my household right now is almost all organic, almost all healthy, as much as we can get. We read labels, we do all that stuff. But that was a byproduct of me wanting to, externally look good. Again, is that fickle? Is that selfish? Yeah, but again, tell me I'm wrong. Tell me that doesn't cross your mind as well either. So we have to come into a program to be able to set goals to say, what is it that I want? Do I want to perform better at something, or do I want the more cosmetic side of things? And how can I make both of them come around to make my overall health better? That's kind of the ultimate goal of this program is, one, again, I do want to improve the overall health of our listeners, to figure out, what is a healthy diet? What should I be eating? When should I be eating it? Why? Those type of things. If we understand the why, then we're more prone to do it. So one thing that I'm very, very upfront on this, again, this is a time, this will be a long video, but I want you to really, really, really study this section, because if you don't know what you want, again, you're going to end up in whatever direction life takes you. Meaning this: if I want a beach body, I have to train like people that have beach bodies. If I want to perform better at a sport, then I have to train like people that are performing for sports activities and things like that. So like if, again, let's say if I want to perform better at a CrossFit type game, guess what I need to do? I need to start training at a CrossFit. You know, and bodybuilders and CrossFitters aren't supposed to get along. That's BS, right? I mean, I'm so impressed by a lot of those CrossFitters. It's amazing some of the stuff that they can do in powerlifting. I'm not interested in powerlifting. I'm not. But I'm so impressed with all my powerlifter buddies. I'm a bodybuilder. I look for hypertrophy movements, things like that. One's not correct. One's not wrong. One's not right. One's not wrong, right? So, but you have to know exactly what you want. You have to get in the right line, meaning this. You have to get in the right line. If a high school kid came in here and says, hey, you know, I'm getting ready to graduate, what's your opinion of the University of Iowa? My question would be, that depends. What do you want to get into? And if he said, I want to be an electrician, I would say, well, I probably wouldn't go to the University of Iowa then. And then he might say, well, what do you have against the Hawkeyes? Well, it's nothing against the Hawkeyes. It's nothing against the University of Iowa. It's just the University of Iowa does not produce electricians. You need to go to a trade school, right? So again, it's just, if we want a beach body, we need to train like people that get beach bodies, which are primarily more bodybuilders, right? Now, bodybuilders, there's women's bikini, women's figure, men's physique, men's classic physique. There's always different categories. It doesn't matter if somebody's going on stage or not. Muscle's going to grow for a specific reason. So again, if somebody says, I want a beach body, you have to train like people that produce and have beach bodies. So, you know, it's very, very difficult. If I train like a linebacker, then I'm going to start looking like a linebacker. They have specific movements, specific strengths, specific agilities. Train like a linebacker, you're going to look like a linebacker. Train like somebody that wants a beach body, you're going to start shaping and creating a beach body. So we have to decide what program do we want, get in the right line at the start. Because I have met countless, I throw a number, 300, 400, 500 people that are frustrated with the results they're getting, and then they tell me what they're doing, and I'm like, well, duh. You're going to the University of Iowa expecting to become an electrician. You're not doing the activity that's leading you to the results that you want. So again, be very, very honest and upfront with yourself with the end goal in mind. Again, that's that Stephen Covey thing. Begin with the end in mind. You have to know exactly what you want to then chart the course to get that exactly what you want. And that's where I come in. That's why this program is going to be great for you, especially the people that say, I want the beach body. Now again, are we going to eliminate the people that want to power lift and stuff like that? No, this is going to be all encompassing. I've got a national bench press record holder that is going to help out with this program. It's going to teach. I mean, so it's like we are going to have those type of things. But again, most of all the exercises on here are going to be set up for the people that want the beach body, stuff like that. I joke with people, but it's like I don't want to lift a lot of weight. I just want to look like I can. People think you're strong. They ask you to help them move, and then they always expect you to get the heavy end. Like, why are you assuming I'm going to pick up the heavy end of this, right? So, I say that you have to make sure that you know the goals that you want. And I also say you have to know where you're starting from. You have to have an assessment of where you're at now. If somebody were, my gym has an address. And let's say somebody didn't have GPS or something like that, and they call me and they say, Joe, I'm lost in Indianola. I can't find your gym. I can't just tell them, well, just go south, take a left, take a right. I have to be, my first question is going to be, well, where are you? If they're south of town, I can't tell them to head south. If they're west of town, I can't tell them. I have to know where they are first before I can then correct them and tell them where to go. So you have to know where you are. What I mean by that is with our health, I recommend having your hormones ran. Men, women, men, figure out where your testosterone levels are. Everybody needs to figure out where their A1C, their blood pressure, their HDL, their LDL, again, people look at A1C and all these things. And, well, what is this stuff? Google it, right? This has to do with blood sugar and stuff like that, right? Women, you really need to know where your estrogen levels are. There's good estrogens, there's bad estrogens. We need to especially know where your cortisol level is. We need to know how your thyroid is functioning. There's certain things, again, this is your health. We don't want to mess with your health. I could tell you to go do something, but if, you have a thyroid condition or something like that, again, disclaimer, anything on this, you should be checking with your doctor, physician, things like that. At least, getting that, knowing where you are now so that we know exactly what we need to do. I love it when somebody comes in and tells me where their blood levels are, where their blood pressure, the HDL, the LDL, all these type of things, those are cholesterol related, because then it's like, okay, now we can start charting the course. We get more and more motivated, the more and more information we know about ourselves, when we were younger, it's like, I could go do some stupid stuff in the gym and it just didn't hurt. Because why? Because I was young. It's like as we get older and older, it's like, man, why does my shoulder hurt so much? Well, because you've been 20 years, you've been screwing it up the whole time, So again, once we know where we're at, then we can know how to chart the course. So we gotta know, where are we now? A real assessment. What's my body fat? What's my ideal body fat? What's the ideal shape that I want to create for my body? Again, that's kind of the bodybuilding side of things. If bodybuilding means creating a shape that you want. It doesn't necessarily mean going on stage and competing. My personal opinion, if you are in the gym creating a body that you want, you are bodybuilding. It's like I didn't have to make the NBA to go around telling people when I was younger that I'm a basketball player. I cannot tell people today that I'm a basketball player because I don't play basketball. So I don't think somebody personally has to go on stage to say that they are a bodybuilder, so to say. And there's a million ways to read into that. There's a right and a wrong way to do that. But again, the goal side of things, you have to be specific. The whole acronym of SMART goals, it's got to be measurable. It's got to be attainable. We can't say, I want to fly. Well, that's not obtainable. Humans don't fly, right? So we have to be realistic on this, right, too. So that there has to be a realistic relative and then a time frame. So it's got to be specific. Again, I can't tell GPS I want to go to my friend's house. I have to say, take me to this address. So specific. It can't be, I want to get into shape. Well, one, that's subjective. And two, that's not specific. What does in shape, 20% body fat down to 10, I want to lose, 40 pounds by August 1st. Okay, that is specific. Okay, now it's specific, and now it's something that we can measure because now we can get on the scale and we can chart progress. Look, okay, you weighed this, now you weigh this. Now it's measurable, right? It is something that is obtainable. If somebody says, I want to lose 100 pounds in the next month, that's not obtainable. I can't tell them that's a intelligent goal, right? But that's where I come in to kind of help modify and things like that. Being on the realistic side, it's got to be realistic, meaning the R part of the SMART, S-M-A-R-T, is it has to be relative. I had a gal come in and she says, I want to lose 30 pounds. So me being me, I said, by when? And then she sat there and thought. Okay, so again, she had a goal, but it wasn't measurable and it wasn't specific. So she said, I want to lose 30 pounds. Great. I said, by when? Kind of sat there and thought. And she kind of threw a number out there. I go, okay. That's about 5 pounds a week, which is too much, in my opinion, to lose. So we backed it off. She was just throwing some number out there. So I help her make it specific and measurable over a time frame, right? So we pushed it back like 2 more months. So it was right at about 2 pounds a week, and it was 30 pounds. And then more importantly, I said, why? What's significant about 30 pounds? Why isn't it 35? Why isn't it 40? Why isn't it 25? Why isn't it 31? what's significant about 30 pounds? And she kind of sat there a little bit, and she goes, that's what I weighed before she got pregnant with her last child. So that, and she's like, that's where I felt comfortable. Okay, so again, now it's relative. Now it's actually something of importance. She can relate and go back in time. So now not that she's chasing the past. We have to have a healthy discontent with our past. But now it's something that she can basically say, okay, so now I have 2 pounds a week. So she's not looking at 30 pounds. She's looking at 2 pounds a week over the next few months to get back to how she felt in the clothes that she still owns. So it was a relative, important, measurable, obtainable goal that now I can come to her and say, you need to lose 2. So here's all we got to do. So what that means is, tomorrow, here's what you got to start eating, and tomorrow, here's a workout routine that you have to do. So we break it down into the simplest form, is what do you got to do, what do you have to do on a daily basis over the next X amount of months to lose 30 pounds so that you can fit back in those clothes, feel comfortable, get back into that, and feeling great about yourself along the way. And that was a cosmetic, that was a physical goal, but by doing that, I guarantee her blood results are going to be better. I guarantee her sleep's going to be better. Her overall demeanor in life, her confidence, everything. I mean, confident people are healthier. When we worry about things, we got all this anxiety, and we're, again, it affects our hormones. It affects our pH level. Again, that is an unhealthy thing to do. So again, she was chasing a physical goal that was going to benefit her overall health, and she is killing it. She hasn't obtained it. This is a recent one. She hasn't obtained it yet, but she is dead on track, because now it's something that's going to be believable. She can actually say, you know what, I can accomplish that. But when we just throw random goals out, our brain's kind of like, I ain't even taking it serious. That's why we don't ever obtain them, is because we don't even believe it. We just throw things out. It's because we think it's what people want to hear. And I'm here to tell you, let's set goals that we can obtain, and let's together chart a course so that you know and you believe in your heart that you can obtain it. And that is exactly what this program is for. So again, what I want you to do, you're watching this right now, I want you to just absolutely shut the world off, and I want you to get a pen and paper, and I want you to start mapping out exactly what you want, your SMART goals, right? It has to be done. Otherwise, you're not going to be going anywhere. Your SMART goals, you have to, specific, measurable, obtainable, right? Relative. And then it's got to be in a time frame. You have to have all that in there, map it out, and then at that point, keep watching for all the other areas throughout this website, what to click on. Okay, you've got your goal now. You've got your SMART goal. Now click on the next section. You're a female. You're a male. Okay, you know what? Go into the grocery section. Start figuring out, what do I got to buy to do this? Go into the Pro Diets app. Get the nutrition program, whether it's an extreme fat loss, whatever it is. Get your nutrition program in place. Go get your grocery list. Get that thing generated. Start watching your workouts. Watch the section in this website that talks about how to pick your routine. What do I do in the gym? Do I work out every day? Do I work out every other day? Again, there's a section in here. Click on the section that says picking your routine. And we're going to map out exactly how to pick your routine. And then, go in and, okay, we got back day, we got leg day, we got glutes, we got whatever. Start charting the course. And then again, if you want the upscaled membership, not that this is here to upsell you, which I would love for you to do, and if you really just get the upscaled membership and let me help you do it, right? But again, get your SMART goals. Get specific. Get honest. We got to be honest with ourselves. What is it that you want? And be proud of yourself while doing it. Don't let anybody tell you, well, you shouldn't care what anybody thinks. Go to work tomorrow wearing unmatching socks and don't do your hair. We all care what people think. I do. We do, but we have to have that healthy discontent with where we're at, so we can constantly be having progress. Again, in life, things are getting better or things are getting worse. Nothing just maintains a neutral status, right? My wife and I have a great marriage. I mean, if I went home to her and I said, Julie, we have the greatest marriage ever. There isn't even a close second on this planet. But it's probably not going to get any better. Julie's going to be pissed at me. You know, something is either getting better or it's getting worse. So again, wherever you're at, health-wise, don't ever arrive either. You know, you're gonna, again, there's always progress, there's always something to work on. And it's not, and don't ever think for a second, hear me on this one, don't ever think that once you obtain something, you're going to arrive and it's going to bring you all this stuff. I'm a national level bodybuilder, and I never arrived. It never brought this like, oh, this, you know, it's like when you buy that truck or that coat or that whatever that you've always wanted. It's like, it's an empty feeling somewhat. And now, is that kind of counterproductive to what I'm talking about? No, it's not. I need this to be really heard and understood. Guys, muscle is not going to bring you anything. It's not going to. Girls, same thing. Other than your own self-respect. If you do it for the right reason, and it's just progress of you challenging yourself, it's what happens up here in the mind that you can start overcoming things in life. You know, this is, I mean, the gym is just the gym. The kitchen, the grocery store, all those types of things, this is just a reflection of what's going on the inside. So if you can obtain holding yourself away from donuts and all this type of stuff, again, imagine what you can do in your careers in life as a parent, as a friend, as a husband, a wife, all these type of things. Again, it just takes the disciplines to say no to something that you want so that you can have something that you want more. That is all this really comes down to. So again, make sure you're setting specific goals. Do that before you dive into anything throughout this program. Know exactly what you want and use this as a tool to obtain that life, that health, that look, that everything that you want. Use this as a tool to obtain it. I cannot wait to see you guys become success stories.